is out. History will be made as Takuma Sato goes to victory lane.
Many think racing is an individual sport with the drivers getting all the fame and fortune, but there are a lot of jobs in motorsports that you can make a career of. There are technical officials, engineers or safety crew members that keep the drivers and race teams safe. There are TV production crews, Firestone tire technicians, and truck drivers that haul the race cars and equipment across the United States. During a race weekend, the paddock is filled with people that all have a job to do.
Hi, I'm Sarah Fisher, prior Indianapolis 500 driver, IndyCar team owner, current IndyCar pace car driver, small business owner at Speedway Indoor Karting, and 500 Festival board member. My whole family was involved in racing when I was a kid, so racing was sort of a tradition in our family. I was actually really good as a student. I just enjoyed school because I found ways to tie it to racing. You know, whether that was building a wind tunnel out of supplies at the Home Depot for my science fair project, or using some of the things I learned in calculus to figure out wing angles on my sprint car. It wasn't as much about the math and the science that I used when I became a team owner. It was more about the business side and the English side, and oh my gosh, those government classes that you think, what am I learning all these things for? A lot of those things came into play when I became a business owner. In all honesty, this was a huge dream of ours to be able to put in a facility where the community could come and experience racing at a level that is accomplishable for anybody. Truly, at the end of the day, racing is about having fun. And that's what got me involved in racing, was that I enjoyed it, I had a lot of fun, and that gave me the opportunity to become good at it, which led to a lifelong career.
Hi, I'm Mike Bates, and I am Senior Director of Safety and Security for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. During the race itself, we're up on the 9th floor of the pagoda. That's where we have what we call our Public Safety Command location. What we're doing is really we're just watching people. We have a lot of police officers out that you see on the grounds, both inside and outside this motor speedway, just to keep everybody safe. So if there's any issues, all of those issues come up to the 9th floor of the pagoda where we're at, and then we kind of solve them from there. I've been employed out here since January of 2016, so not quite 2 years, but prior to that I was a police officer with the Indianapolis Police Department. I really didn't know I wanted to be a police officer until I got into college. Graduated from Ball State University, and then I did an internship while I was in Muncie, Indiana with the Muncie Police Department. One thing led to another. I applied down here, I ultimately got hired, and then I spent 30 years with the police department. It's a noble profession, I always say, and something I've enjoyed, and it's something to be proud of.
Hi, I'm Scott Porter. I'm Ticket Operations Coordinator at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Day-to-day for a ticket operations coordinator is a little different for every event. Starting with the Indianapolis 500, we start with the customer service side. We just answer the questions. Where's the best seats? Where's the best place to park? Where's the best location to see the drivers and things like that. 2008, I was a high school intern with IndyCar. I was doing a little bit of credentials, a little bit of event marketing stuff. Then all of a sudden, here I am in ticket sales. And honestly, I didn't think I would be in ticket sales, but it's something I'm very passionate about now because I love customer service. I love hearing the stories because, there's people that come from 70, 80, 90 years, and the stories that you tell you are, ones that your grandparents tell you. There's nowhere that you hear the stories you do like you do at IMS.
Hi, I'm Meredith Walker. I'm a client services representative at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We work with all of our VIP guests, so anyone who purchases kind of above a grandstand ticket. So all of our club spaces, hospitality spaces, suites. We talk through things like space layout, how the facility will be used, electricity needed, times that they'll be in, food and beverage, all sorts of that sort of stuff. We actually host over 300 events throughout the course of the year as well. So it could range from 15-person meetings to 1,000-person holiday parties, but the facility is used regularly throughout the course of the year. I am a 2011 graduate from Purdue University's Krannert School of Management. I studied marketing and management there at Purdue. From there, I actually went out to New York City for 4 years and worked in the education space in a charter school out there, and then found my way back to my Indiana roots and landed myself here at the Speedway.
Hi, I'm Andrea Morehead, and I'm the WTHR anchor. I anchor the 5 o'clock and the 11 o'clock newscast Monday through Friday. When I was in 4th grade, my mom and dad, we took a trip here to Indianapolis. So I was really familiar with the 500, familiar with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So it's kind of come full circle for me, being a young child visiting and then now being able to work at the track. We are up early in the morning. It's about 3 or 4 o'clock when we actually get to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then from there, we're on TV at 6 a.m. all the way until the flag drops. And it's just fun being there. I get the front row seat to all of the pageantry of the day before the race, which is the 500 Festival Parade. And so for the last few years, I've had a chance to MC it. I was in 4th grade when I knew that this is what I really wanted to do in life. So for me, that's really all it took, is that if I want to be a TV journalist, I have to do well in school. So I took education very, very seriously. I would go around and interview people in the high school, tell little stories. It would be in our school, newspaper. And I would also take pictures. So I had a big camera and I'd go around and take pictures for our yearbook. So that really gave me a chance to understand what it is to be a journalist, because I was interviewing people as young as 10th grade in high school. Then after that, I went to college. I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C., and I specifically majored in communications, broadcast journalism. I wanted to tell great stories that would help change the world.
Hello, I'm Meghan Morris, and I'm a registered nurse with IU Health. During the month of May, we actually have a hospital at the track, and it has about 20 beds, and we take care of everyone who comes to the track, anyone from drivers who are in car wrecks to people who are out here who maybe fall down and hurt themselves, people who get sick, and our team of nurses and doctors will take care of them as best we can. With any of the races, whether it's the Brickyard or the Indy 500, anytime a driver is in a crash, they're required to come to us to be checked out to make sure they're okay. Our goal is to figure out if something's wrong and to get that driver to a hospital if they need it within 10 minutes or less. I chose to go into the emergency room and taking care of trauma patients, but even if you don't like blood and things like that, you can go take care of babies, you can take care of children, you can actually even go on and work in an office as a nurse. I now work as a teacher as a nurse, and I actually get to teach other nurses as they're growing. So there's all different kinds of things you can do just by starting as a nurse. You start in school and they teach you everything you need to know. And then from there, as soon as you graduate, you're able to work. And once you start working, you actually spend about 3 months training with another nurse, learning how to do the day-to-day job.
Hello, my name is Alexa Tyndall, and I'm the graphic designer at 500 Festival. I make programs, I make calendar events every year. We just started a merchandise store, so I make shirts, water bottles, all the signage for all of our events. I'll come up with an idea and I will draw it out, and then I'll take it to the computer and I'll make the design on the computer. We'll send it to the shirt screen printer and they'll print it on a shirt. I remember when I was in kindergarten, every day we got an art class, and Friday was the movie day instead of art class, and I was the only one that was upset because we were watching a movie instead of drawing that day, so I knew I always liked to draw and paint. I went to a high school called Oldenburg Academy, took art classes all the way up to senior year, then I went to IU, took a lot of graphic design classes, painting classes, drawing classes. I did an internship in Chicago. It was more of a marketing experience. And then I did an internship at a concert venue where I was making billboards and posters, and that all helped me get into the work field that I am now. I see my mini marathon shirts that I designed, I see posters up that I've designed, volunteer shirts that I've designed. That's my favorite part about my job.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Millis, the race engineer for the number 98 Andretti Autosport IndyCar. Between myself and another engineer, we basically decide on what changes to try and make the car quicker. Circuits change quite a bit from road course to street course to different types of ovals, so the main thing is preparing for the next event. After high school, I went to a technical school because I wanted to be an engine builder, but I started working on what's called a Formula Atlantic car, which is a feeder series for IndyCar. And after working on those for a while, I was like, I don't want to be an engine builder anymore. I want to work on these cars. So then I went back to school to Ohio State for mechanical engineering, and then from there I went racing. This industry is completely based on science and mathematics. Like, one of the things we do is we write our own computer softwares to simulate the car going around the track and what these little changes will do, and it gives us all the data back as if the car is on the track. And like, without the science and mathematics background, there's no way you could do something like that, right? I've always said that the education and going to college gets you your first job, and then after that, then your previous job gets you your next job after that. But to get that first one, you have to have your engineering background.
Hi guys, this is Ziggy Hargis, Team Manager with Andrea Autosport. Good to speak to you guys. I'm actually from New Zealand. I come from the city of Auckland. I never really looked at motor racing as a career. When I was young, I loved to work with my hands and disassemble things, fix things. So spent a lot of years traveling the world and ran into a friend of mine who was actually working in Formula One. And so we started talking about motor racing, and that's how it all began. I started off sweeping floors and driving trucks and doing all of the stuff that you need, mechanic to chief mechanic. I had an offer here at Indianapolis and decided, well, that's where all the big teams were, so I came here and I've been here ever since. I do all of the logistics, where we're going, who's going where. It is a huge amount of dealing with people, you know. It's keeping the guys motivated when we're working long hours and long days and you're going from back-to-back events. That's the idea then, is to keep everyone motivated to get the job done as well as they did the week before.
As you go through school, make sure you take the opportunities to do internships or job shadowing when you get the chance, because getting a start in that career field early, you're going to make connections, you're going to make new networks that you're going to have to use down the road as you get older and get in more in depth into your career field.
Definitely am a big proponent of the internship programs, and definitely think that that's kind of the way to get your feet wet and kind of figure out what you like and what you may not like. So when you go look for a full-time job, I think the internship is a great way to figure out what your interests are.
My advice, and this is the advice that I share to my son every single day, is to be a student of life. Read, 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 and to be an engaged listener. And not to be concerned with what you want to say, but to really be engaged with what the other person is saying as well. Because I think that is where mutual respect comes, mutual collaboration comes, and really fosters understanding of people.